Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader. I want to say I am sorry for how long is going in between my uploads. I'm going to try to be more motivated about it. But if you guys want me to be honest, of course you always do. I have just been having a rough time recently with my health, with figuring all that out, and with some other personal issues as well. But I want to really be more regular with my uploads, so I do apologize about that. So we're going to get into today's reading, but before we do, I do want to remind you guys that I have a TikTok now. And the TikTok is not necessarily associated with this channel. It's associated with my Etsy shop. The link's in the description, but it's Mystical Haven Etsy. And on that TikTok account, I really show the crystals, show order packing, and also there are some readings and stuff on there as well. But anyways, today we're going to be doing an advice reading because I have felt I need some advice. And I think maybe collectively we all could use some advice. We're going to be getting the advice from angels today. So angels, what do I mean by angels? Okay, so this could be archangels that you work with. This could be your guardian angels, which guardian angels can be archangels. They can be seraphim angels. They can be passed on loved ones, okay? So we're going to be seeing what the angels in your life, the message, the advice they have for you at this time, okay? So we have 3 different choices. They're all flower agate hearts. This is the first heart. So this is heart number 1. And I want you to intuitively choose one of these hearts for your reading. This is heart number 2. And this is heart number 3. So choose 1, 2, or 3, whichever you're drawn to, and we're going to see what the angels have to say. All right, so if you chose the first heart, this is going to be your reading on advice from the angels in your life. So let's see what it is. I'm going to be pulling from an oracle deck as well as some tarot. So for pile 1, Spirit, God, what do the angels want to let pile number 1 know? Okay, so we have one definitely shooting out here. The first card you have, and these are the Crystal Angel Oracle cards, so you're also going to see crystals associated with the cards. If you are somebody who works with crystals or you just collect crystals, definitely pay attention to the crystals that come up. So we have jade. It says wellness. The recovery of health and wellness is here. Okay, any more messages? Okay. We also have sodalite with socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people. Okay, and then we're going to do one more. Oh, okay, it flipped over right away. And we have fluorite with natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. Okay, so let me kind of move this. It's a little bit too far back, isn't it? Oh, right. So the first thing, there's a couple messages here. One of the things that's coming forth is, of course, I'm not a medical health professional, but it does appear as if your general health and well-being is increasing. Now, you might have done some things to change this. You might have made changes to your diet, implementing healthier choices. You might be exercising more. You might be de-stressing more, but your angels are telling me your general well-being and health is really increasing at this time, okay? So you're doing right with that, okay? Now, the next thing is they really want you to kind of put yourself out there more. Now, I find that a lot of us on our spiritual path, we can tend to lose friends, right? And by the way, I saw 444 when I read that on the screen. So 444 is a very important number for you, very important angel number. We tend to lose friends, and I say that when we say lose friends, it sounds so negative. I shouldn't say it that way. We tend to have friendships fade away, and that really is a normal part of our ascension process. And as we become more spiritual, really because our frequency is changing, and for lack of a better term, we are outgrowing other relationships. And that, I don't say that in a way that, holier than thou type thing, but rather the frequencies don't match and we're just on different paths. And sometimes, you won't be on the certain path of someone else, but then, later you will be. And sometimes you will, and sometimes you won't be. So just because a friendship ends, know this, or any type of relationship, know that there's most likely a reason why that did happen, and it usually has to do, of course there's other reasons why a relationship would end, but if you find like, hey, why did we kind of stop talking, or why are things kind of at a standstill, this is usually why. But the angels want you to really focus instead here on really finding like-minded individuals at this time. Now, when I do my readings and on my channel here, I definitely am not somebody who's going to say, only find like-minded individuals, because I think it's important to really, we are God experiencing itself in the third dimension. And with that, it's important to have friends of varying spiritual beliefs, of varying cultural differences and things. That's important. But your angels specifically want you to, at this time, seek out like-minded individuals. They want you to specifically be finding out what you're currently interested in, okay, whether that be, your hobbies or your belief systems or both, and to really seek out people who share or have some sort of common ground with that. But they're telling me they really want you to put yourself out there a bit more. Maybe make some posts about it in some online groups, or go to a local event, something that you're interested in order to meet people. Because there is a lot of emphasis here on relationships for you. And I say that of, any type of relationship. Friendship, relationships, professional relationships. There is this message I'm getting where your angels are showing me there's going to be some people coming in, but it's very important for you to realize that because of these new people coming in, there's going to be some that fall away, and that's due to what we talked about previously. Now, another thing is they want you to really try your best to love yourself. And I know that, whoa, that sounds so easy. Love yourself, right? Like when I say it, just love yourself. Believe me, I have issues, right? Accepting myself, loving myself. A lot of people do. But as best as you can, try to focus on your natural beauty and your authentic self, okay? As much as you can. At any point, not just when, oh, my skin is very clear today and now I love myself, but loving yourself when you have a breakout, loving yourself when you've gained weight, or when you've lost weight, you lost too much weight, or, whatever, however you see it, every little part of your journey of your physical body, you want to love it, okay? Love the traits that society says is bad. Like, so what, you have a big nose? So what, you have crooked teeth? You were made that way, right? God made you naturally. Spirit made you naturally. You are beautiful, and to love that part of yourself. And I know that's so much easier said than done, because you're like, no, I got to fix my teeth, or I've got to do this and do that. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing that, because it's your body, right? You can choose to change things about your body. But even so, even if you choose to change things about your body, you should still love your body at every moment, okay? And your angels are showing me the way to really do this as well is to look into the mirror, do mirror gazing, and to say affirmations, to say, I love myself. I really, truly love myself. I accept myself. But this isn't always just physical things, right? This is also loving your authentic self. Maybe, you absolutely love My Little Pony. I don't know, right? But like, love it. You know what I'm saying? And try your best to not give a crap about what other people think at this time. This is what your angels are telling you. Because the truth is there's always going to be somebody who is going to be, doesn't like agree with you. There's always going to be somebody who's going to say, well, why is he doing that? Why is she doing that? Why are they doing that? Right? Someone is always going to say that. So it doesn't matter. You might as well start now being authentically who you are at this moment, not who you were yesterday, not who you'll be, but who you are now, and loving yourself. And loving and accepting yourself isn't in the present moment. Remember, is not necessarily saying I don't want to make changes, but rather I'm still loving myself through every stage, whether I'm making changes or not. Okay, so let me pull some tarot cards as well here for you guys. Who chose pile 1? Or I should say the heart, number 1 heart. Okay, what other advice do the angels have for you? What other advice do the angels have for you? Okay, we do have the devil coming up. Now, I did kind of foresee that coming up. I did see a card like that coming up, and we're going to talk about that. We also have, ooh, look at that. We have 2, actually, yes, I love this. We have 2 major arcanas coming through. Major arcanas are major milestones, major life experiences. And you have here the devil and the world. The devil talks a lot about being bound to specific beliefs, or putting ourselves in chains, being bound to specific things, okay? And what I see for you guys is this is directly talking about that need for self-love, as in you are bound to kind of talking down on yourself. Even if you do this subconsciously, you're bound to hating on yourself. And I know that sounds very harsh, but for a lot of you guys, you are really not liking yourself, okay? Or parts of yourself, I should say. And this is where the devil comes in, because it's creating that sort of attachment with that mindset, which is bringing you down. Because remember, we do not want to be attached to things. We want to resonate with things. So that's one thing that's coming up, okay? But on the other hand here, we also have the world. And the world card talks about completion of a cycle. So you are really, if you're, by the way, wondering if things are going to end, if things have been stressful, yes, they are. If you're wondering, am I going to get that promotion, or am I going to get that message, or any kind of thing where you're waiting, if you're waiting for this reading, the answer is yes, things are coming full circle. And that's where we have the wellness too as well, because if we have an energetic completion and surge, with that type of energy, it affects us in other ways, okay, physically as well. So this is looking really great. This is what I see for you. This is the advice I have for you. Pile number 1. Thanks so much. All right, if you chose pile number 2 with this heart, we are going to be looking at what advice the angels in your life have for you at this time. I'm going to be pulling Oracle and Tarot for this. So for pile 2, please God, please Spirit, please Universe. All right, the first card we have is Emerald. It says ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages, such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. All right. Next one, we have Apophyllite with increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. And I just wanted to say this is from a crystal angel deck. So you'll notice we have crystal names here. If you're somebody who works with crystals or is interested in crystals, definitely take note of that as well. And then the last card we have here is Appetite with progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned. Okay, so we got a couple different messages here. The first thing is, I mean, this is pretty direct. It seems that there's going to be some important ceremonies coming up, all right? This card talks about weddings or birthdays, graduations, anniversaries, but any other type of celebration or ceremony is coming up for you, and to know that your angels are going to be present with that. And I don't mean to sound negative as well. Of course, if anyone is grieving at this time, know as well that this can include funerals. Know as well that if you have a funeral you're going to coming up, you have a big, strong angelic presence there, okay? Now, these other cards. Now, this is interesting because pile one kind of had a similar message with this progress, not perfection. So know that whatever you're doing right now in your life, with absolutely anything, whether it be your work, your hobbies, your relationships, know that if you are making steps to better yourself, to better your experience, you are doing the right thing, because you will not achieve perfection in this life, okay? We can come very close to perfection, but I truly believe that we're not going to achieve perfection, okay? And that's what makes us so beautiful as human beings, okay? Because we're perfect in an unperfect or an imperfect type of way, okay? And what's very important to know is that as you are putting in the work for whatever it is you're putting in the work, you have to be able to love yourself at every single moment. Whether this has to do with gaining weight, losing weight, getting a new job, going to school, working on your relationship, trying to have working with identity issues, or the list could go on, right? Whatever you're working towards, even if you're not happy with the present moment of whatever it is, you should still love yourself at that moment. So as much as you can, love yourself at that moment, because you deserve that love. You are worthy and accepting of that love. But as well, sometimes we don't want to love ourselves when we're not thinking that we're worthy of love. For example, let's just give an example of money, okay? Because a lot of people, right, in life are very focused on money. And say you make X amount of money and your friend, right, makes some other amount of money that is perceivably higher than what you make. And so a lot of people will compare, well, we have the same degree, and why are they making more? And so we're not going to say, hey, be so proud of yourself because you got your degree, and loving yourself, and you have this wonderful job with this wonderful workplace, but you're comparing to somebody else. Or for example, say you're trying to lose weight. When this happens, we have this idea of what number we want to see on the scale, or what we want our body to look like. So as we're in the weight that we're not happy with, we're still not loving ourselves. We're still not saying that we're perfect and absolutely divine at every single stage, okay? And I know that that's difficult. I know that it's hard to love yourself, even like when you screw up things, when you've done something bad, it's hard for you to love yourself. Now, when you've made a mistake, that's not to say to not be, hold yourself accountable, but know that you are a work in progress your entire life. You are going to make mistakes. They are meant to be made. You are going to learn these things, but it takes time. And so really loving yourself in the present moment, and not trying as best as you can to judge yourself. I should be at this point in my life. I should have done this. I should have done that at this point because so and such did that, or because it's societally accepted for me to have done this by this point in my life. I'm sure we've all done this, right? But try your best. You're on your own path. And you're on your own path for a reason, and you will obtain what you desire, I promise, but it will take time. I see here as well the increased support, yes. So I do feel for a lot of you, you have been calling upon your guides, praying to God, praying to the angels, or trying to manifest, however you do it, whatever your path is, know that those prayers have been answered essentially. Know that specifically you have a lot of angels that are giving you support, but other guides as well, okay? But remember that if we want support, we have to say that we need support. We have to say, I do need help. I would like to communicate with my angel in my dream. I would like to sit down and communicate with my angels in meditation, for example, right? I think sometimes we think that we will just receive all this help. And I think that yes, but also we have to ask. We have to blatantly, ask for help. Just like in your regular life, not looking at things spiritually, right? As you walk this earth, it's also important for you, pile 2, to ask for help from other people. You don't have to do a lot of these things alone. And I think for a lot of you guys, pile 2, you have this tendency to feel like you're a burden. And you're like, oh, I don't want to bother this person with that. And you're such givers. But know that you deserve help too. If you need help, ask for help. Because I promise you, I feel for you guys. You have so many people in your life, whether you know it or not, who are wanting to and willing to assist you when you need that assistance. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull some tarot as well. Ooh, okay, Justice. Now, pile 1 also get in Major Arcana cards. So Major Arcana is a major milestone, which makes sense. We also have this happening here, so this might have to do with this for some of you. Possibly some things with law, if you want me to be, this is only for a small amount of people, but for some people, things with court and law. But Justice also talks about relationships as well and balance. So for a lot of you too, this has to do with relationships and finding balance in life. We also have here the 4 of Pentacles. So I do also see some security coming in a couple ways. I see this energetic security and feeling safe for a lot of you happening. And it's gonna really differ on why that is, but for a lot of you, I feel you entering into a stage in which you're going to feel more secure and safe. But for some of you as well, I do think you're going to see more security in your financial life, okay? That is being more secure and stable. Let's see if I see anything else I want to mention. There is a lot here I'm seeing. I keep looking at this. There is a lot of divine feminine energy coming through, goddess type energy, finding the divine feminine within you, regardless of your gender, right? Whatever you identify as, we both have masculine and feminine energies within us, right? The feminine energies being very tied to creativity, to our intuition, to lunar cycles. This is something that's very increasing and coming into your life as well. So this is what I see for you, pile 2. This is your advice or messages from the angels. Thank you so much. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this heart, this is your reading. We are going to be seeing messages from your angels, advice from your angels at this time. Let's go ahead and see. So again, these angels can be, passed on loved ones. These can be guardian angels, archangels, seraphim angels, the angels in your life. What is the advice they have for you, pile 3? All right, so the first card we have, all right, another pile already got this card. So we have fluorite with natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you naturally attractive and lovable, inside and out. Okay, I find that so interesting with, and I talk about this a lot in my readings, but I think when we're going through things individually, a lot of times we are going through them on a collective level. So a lot of people right now are feeling a bit insecure about who they are, and we're going to talk more about that in a second. All right, we also have, we have lapis lazuli with life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. Wow. And then let's do the third card here for pile 3, please. Okay, this is the one that jumped. We've got Tanzanite with ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Okay, so for pile 3 here, we've got kind of 3 messages that I'm seeing, right? 3 cards, but kind of 2 at the same time. So the first thing I want you guys to know, and the angels want you to know, is I'm focusing really strongly on that middle card. By the way, very strong Archangel Michael vibes in your reading today. But there is going to be a life-changing experience or epiphany coming up for you guys. For a lot of you, it's going to be an epiphany. So for a lot of you, you're going to hear this thought from God, from Spirit. But for some of you, it's going to be an actual experience. But for the vast majority, you're going to hear this thought. And what I mean by that is I see you with this card. Like I said, a lot of people are dealing with feeling insecure right now. Now, this could be insecure about our looks and about our physical self. But it can also be feeling insecure about who we are as a person or about our situation. And one thing I want to remind you guys as well is for you to love yourself. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but to truly love yourself at every single moment. Now, we can really want to change something about ourselves, but we still need to love it. We have all right to change our body. We can do with it what we will, but we should still honor and love it in its natural form too. Okay, so know that. I say that because I gave, I don't remember which pile it was, but like, for example, let's say we hate our teeth, we've got crooked teeth, and, we're just spending money and time, and we're like, no, I need to have straight, perfect teeth because my crooked teeth are ugly and yada, 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 right? And it's not to say if you want to change your teeth, by all means, change your teeth, but still love that you have those teeth. Those teeth have a purpose. And loving yourself at every moment of that journey, okay? I also gave the example, and this is focusing on physical things, like if we want to lose weight, I think a lot of us are like, oh yeah, I'm waiting to see that number on the scale, or I'm waiting to see how I fit in this pair of pants, but we're not loving ourselves as we're losing weight. We're focused on the end goal, okay? But it doesn't have to do with, physical self as well. A lot of this could be, loving yourself for the interests that you do have, even if they're, not typical interests, dressing the way we want to dress, being authentic, learning not to care about what other people think is one thing that your angels really want you to do, because you are perfect in God's eyes, okay? The way that you are in Spirit's eyes and universe, however you want to say this, you are beautiful and you are perfect at every single moment, okay? And even though we're perfect at every single moment, technically, it doesn't mean that we don't have to change things about ourselves, but Spirit, God, your angels still love you at moments where you think you're unlovable, right? You're still loved, but most importantly, love thyself, okay? But with this self-love increasing, all right, and it is February, I think of Valentine's. I think a lot of people think Valentine's has to do with external love, to other people. And yeah, but I think it can be a great month for a great kind of holiday for self-love. But once I see this self-love really increasing for you guys, and it's not something that happens overnight, but if you can make, even tiny changes per day, every time you have a bad thought about yourself, I'm ugly, or I'm not good enough, or I'm stupid, counter that with, so for example, if you say, whatever the negative is, think of a positive. And it doesn't even have to be relating to what you were talking about, but think about a positive trait of yourself. And it might sound superfluous, but doing this can really help kind of reprogram that part of your brain to get rid of that negativity, okay? Because we can judge ourselves, but the reality of it is, we're our own worst enemy with that. We're our own worst critic. I feel like even once a lot of times for you, pile 3, you change things about your life or yourself, you still are really critical of yourself. And your angels want you to know it's just not necessary. It's just not helpful for your growth. It's just not really you. Okay? This is a version of you, this very critical version of you is not true you. Okay? Because I don't feel you guys are very critical of others, but very critical of self. Okay? So once this kind of evens out, and what I mean by that is energetically things are shifting. Once you increase that self-love, the heart opens. You are going to have this big epiphany. And it's just going to come to you like this. That's what an epiphany is, right, Alyssa? But basically, bam, bam. And I want you to follow that. It's going to feel like this. I am ready to love again. I am ready to leave this job. I am ready to move. I am ready to change my beliefs, whatever it is. But it's going to come very directly. It's going to be, I'm ready for this. I want this. Not I think I do, it's I want this, okay? This is what you're going to hear. When you hear that, know that it is coming to impart from Archangel Michael, because he has the sword of truth. He is slicing through the bullshit, right? And having you see this. And this truth is always there, but sometimes when we have other things going on, we don't see the truth. Like what we talked about with the self-love. Now, for some of you ready to love again, this is a definite confirmation that if you've been through a breakup or something has happened with your partner in whatever way, you're no longer with them, Source, God is telling you, it is time for you to love again. You have healed enough with that you are ready to open your heart to a new relationship in a romantic way. But for some of you, if you're not looking for a romantic relationship, you're also ready to love again with friends, with other relationships. You're ready to put your love out into the world, okay? So it's going to vary since this is a general reading, but take that as it resonates. So let me go ahead and pull some tarot as well for you, pile 3. The first card, wow, I cannot believe this. Every single pile, okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but tarot decks have, I believe, right, 78 cards. And there aren't that many major arcana. Most of it is minor. Every group got major arcana cards. That's amazing. So you all of you, pile 1, 2, 3, are going through major life moments, major milestones in your life, and you have strength. It's time to be strong, okay? Your strength is beautiful. Continue to be strong. Continue to stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for who you are, and allow yourself to be vulnerable, okay, with love. And that can be scary. To be vulnerable, I think we've kind of been taught that that's weakness, but vulnerability is actually beautiful. Being able to say, I'm putting my heart out here, and to be able to say, this is who I am and this is what I desire. You also have the Queen of Pentacles. So yes, lots of divine feminine energy here in today's reading for everybody. I do feel a lot of boss energy coming from you as well. If anybody has their own business and it's not going so well, keep going. If you haven't seen the sales that you're looking for, or you haven't seen the exposure that you're looking for, keep going. For anybody who has their own business or who's partnered with somebody, anybody, that is a specific message for those who resonate. Also, if you've been interested, anybody, in starting your own business, this is also a message for that. But I feel for a lot of you, you are going to embody this Queen of Pentacles. You are going to be kind of your own boss energy. You're going to go after what you desire. But some of the things that you desire, and your angels are saying this, are not clear to you because of blockages that are in place, specifically about your heart chakra, where you're so critical of yourself that you have kind of closed that off to self-love. And once that is open, you are really going to see things way more clear. Okay. You also have the infinity symbol here. Remember that God's love, source's love, however you wish to call this, is infinite for you. You are doing so well. You are meant to be hearing this message at this time, and you are protected divinely. All right. So this is the message I have for you, pile number 3. Thanks so much.